But is it a good movie? Yeah, maybe. How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to the channel. And we need to talk about Mortal Kombat 2. So let's get into it. So Mortal Kombat 2 came out recently, and it's been getting a lot of backlash from the critics and the audiences and the fans. I say critics, audience, and fans because I think those are the people that go to see it. I say the audience, it covers a broad spectrum, but the fans also, they all put different veneers or different finishes, or they look at movies and they watch movies completely different, than filmmakers and the critics and the audiences and the people who are fans of source material all put these different lenses on these films and view them from different points of view. Now, if you can identify those points of views, I'm in those, we're in those, we're probably all in those, you separate yourself from those and you look at it objectively as best as you possibly can. And objectively, this film is not that good. I'm sorry to say that. And is it fun? Absolutely. Is there good moments? Absolutely. Is it a good movie? Yeah, maybe. Only if you look at it through those lenses that I was talking about. Now, if you're a fan of the source material, you're probably going to enjoy this. If you're a fan, if you're somebody who's just looking for a fun, I hate to use the term popcorn thing, whatever the hell, people always say that, but just a fun movie where you don't have to think and you can kind of just have a little bit of, I keep saying fun. I say it's fun because the cinematography is pretty decent. The action scenes are good. The visuals are good, and the music keeps you in there. So the tone right off the bat is good. The things that don't make this movie good are the things that are warranted when you take yourself out of those. When you look at the film from a critical standpoint, no, it's not that good. And if you can go through all those filters and understand the direction's a little bit wonky, some of the characters are thrown to the side, the dialogue's a little suspect, sounds like a 5-year-old wrote it in crayon. There is little to no character development. I think I said that. I apologize. There is, I'm trying to get to a point. It takes itself a little too seriously in some spots, and then it goes right back. It's jarring just a tiny bit. So I think it's definitely, it warrants the criticism that it's getting, even if some fans are criticizing it. Did I have fun with this movie? Absolutely. Do I want to go back and rewatch it? Probably not. Am I struggling to comprehend why some actors are in this movie? Yes. I would have loved to seen a little bit more of Sonya Blade, but that's been said before. Like I said, this isn't a critique or breakdown necessarily of the story, it's just the mechanics and the filmmaking side of it. So when you look at it through those lenses, those criticisms are completely warranted across the board. I think fans are going to enjoy it because they're going to be able to just accept it for what it is. And it is not trying to be high art at all. So if you can separate those two, and I think the mainstream audiences who aren't really fully aware of the source material may enjoy it and think it's fun and cool and interesting. And also there's a real big problem with modern movie-going audiences and what they think is good films, and that's for another freaking video. So I think it's in that middle gray area where if it was an original, like let's just say these characters were just made up for this movie, I don't think people would like it at all. I think it's being held up because of that nostalgia and the source material, and this has been going on for decades. I personally haven't played a Mortal Kombat game or been interested in Mortal Kombat since the 90s. I'm old enough to have seen the original movie that came out, and I'm old enough to have played Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, Sega Mega Drive. I don't know what they called it over in Europe, something like that. So I think with that mix in mind, you're probably going to get a lot of people who are going to say it's enjoyable, it's fun, the action scenes are cool. Yeah, they are. There are some fun moments, absolutely. But when you sit down and go back, okay, I'm wondering why they did this. I'm thinking they totally took themselves too seriously, but also at the same time, what are you going to do with a bloody beat 'em up game from the 90s that took itself seriously then, So it's really hard to craft that story. I really wish they rushed some things, and I thought characters were going to be main characters that weren't. So a lot of the things that I'm repeating are probably things that have already been said, but that criticism is there. But for you specifically, What are you looking for? If you're going in with these super high expectations, you're going to get let down. But if you're going in to have a little bit of fun, let the movie happen to you, and just enjoy it and enjoy the spectacle, kind of like the game, then I think that it's worthy of you going to watch. Me personally, I think it's a 6, only because I'm kind of a fan and I can appreciate that kind of stuff. But other than that, no, it does not meet those 5 pillars that I was talking about in my Project Hail Mary video, which is acting, storytelling, cinematography, direction, and score. It doesn't nail all 5, and you need at least 4 to be a good movie or a cult classic, or at least stand up to be a cult classic. And this might have maybe 3, maybe 2.5 of those pillars. I'll give it for cinematography, and I'll kind of put the action sequences in there as well. The score was pretty good. There's 2, maybe 2.5 right there. But other than the visuals and the score and the action sequences, I can't really give it anything else. Like I said, the story is not there for me. The direction's a little wonky. Characters aren't flushed out. It's a little rushed. Takes itself too seriously. There were moments though that are really, really cool. So like, if you stand on the fence, if you're on the fence like me, I definitely think it's worth checking out. And then check out the criticism, see what's going on, because guys, every film deserves the criticism it's getting. I know that sounds controversial, but when you put yourself out there and when you make art, right, when you create something and you throw yourself out there, it's about how you as the artist or somebody as a fan reacts to that criticism, because art is subjective. It's designed to invoke emotion and to create debate. And so when they say, is it warranted, is it not warranted, maybe certain things that people are saying specifically may or may not be warranted, but then again, that is also open up for debate. But for me personally, yeah, I think its criticisms are warranted. And like I talked before about filters, so the audience filter, the fan filter, the critic filter, and filmmakers, when filmmakers and executives and producers and directors and actors make movies, they all have a different filter. They look at movies completely different than you, I, or the other people. That is just human nature, and that's also the way art is set up. So yes, I'm getting a little long in the tooth here, but for me, no, there's no rewatchability. I think it's only an okay movie at best, kind of fun, and maybe down the road, a year or two, I'll check it out again. But I'm really interested in Street Fighter coming out more than I am this one, because I think that film knows exactly what it wants to be right off the bat, and I really do think that one's gonna blow this one out of the water. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. If you're coming back, I really do appreciate you. If you're new, I really do appreciate you. Thank you everyone who stayed here for my Project Hail Mary video. I really do appreciate all the attention and the subscribers I got from that. I wasn't really expecting that, so that's a little nuts. So I really do appreciate it. Guys, stick around. I'll have more stuff coming as we keep rolling down the line of this channel, I guess. I don't know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.